She shouldn't have opened that phone. She shouldn't have pressed play. But curiosity won. Her 23-year-old wife, her son, and a secret that would shatter everything. The video started blurry. Then the sound hit. She froze. Her heart raced. Her hand shook. What she saw next, she couldn't unsee. Would you have stayed calm? Could you have stopped yourself? Or would rage take over the second you realized the truth? Tonight on True Crime Diaries Vault, we're diving into a story so twisted, so shocking, that even the people involved couldn't predict what would happen next. Before we continue, if you love chilling true crime stories, hit subscribe, smash that like, and comment your first thought after watching this hook. Wait until the end to see the full story, because every second, every detail leads to a revelation you will not believe. Welcome to True Crime Diaries Vault, the place where every file tells a story, and every story pulls you deeper into the unknown. Here, we unlock real-life mysteries, revisit chilling investigations, and open the vault on crimes that still haunt families, detectives, and entire communities. Every episode takes you inside the minds of criminals, the footsteps of victims, and the evidence that changes everything. If you crave true stories, real cases, and the truth hidden in the shadows, then you're in the right place. This is not just another crime channel. This is True Crime Diaries Vault, where every secret eventually comes to light. Subscribe and step into the vault. Her vision blurred. She couldn't breathe. The air felt thick, heavy, suffocating. How long had this been going on? How many times had she walked past him in the hall, unaware of what was happening behind closed doors? And why hadn't Caleb said anything? Why hadn't he told her? Fear? Shame? Manipulation? All of it at once? Her mind raced. Rage burned her chest. It was a fire she had never known she could feel, and it spread quickly, consuming everything else. Why? She whispered aloud, the word trembling on her lips. Why, Alana? Why my son? Why our family? Her voice cracked. The house, once a place of safety, now felt alien, hostile, a cage where betrayal thrived. Alana came home that night unaware, humming softly, her presence a stark contrast to the storm that had just erupted in Rachel's mind. She hung her bag, removed her jacket, and called out, "Rachel, honey, are you still up?" Her tone was casual, light, completely normal. The normality of it was a knife in Rachel's chest. Everything she had believed, every promise, every vow, every moment of trust, it all felt like it had been a lie. Alana froze when she saw the expression on Rachel's face. Her eyes widened. A flicker of fear, guilt, or perhaps recognition passed over her features. You saw it," she said softly, almost a whisper, and yet it carried the weight of inevitability. Rachel didn't respond. She didn't need to. Her silence was louder than any words could be. Rage had stripped her of the ability to speak coherently. She stepped forward, the phone still in her hand, her pulse a thunderous drum in her ears. "What is this?" she demanded. "What have you done?" Her voice rose, raw and jagged. "What have you done to my son? To our family?" The air seemed to vibrate with the intensity of her anger. Caleb backed away, eyes wide, hiding behind the couch, small and vulnerable, trembling. Rachel's heart broke again, but the pain fueled the fire of her fury. Alana raised her hands, almost in a plea, almost in surrender. "Rachel, it's not what you think," she said, her voice eerily calm. Calm. That calm made Rachel angrier. How could someone look at the devastation in their partner's eyes and remain calm? How could she be so composed when everything around her was collapsing? The very notion made Rachel's blood boil. Her fists clenched. Her vision narrowed. One thought consumed her. Stop the calm. Stop the deception. Stop the person who had ruined everything. "You think this is nothing?" Rachel shouted, shaking the phone like a weapon. "You think this is fine? You think this is just a mistake?" Alana didn't flinch. She didn't break. Her gaze met Rachel's and held, unyielding, almost daring. That look was venom. That look was the final push. Rachel's sanity teetered on the edge. A scream tore from her throat, raw, primal, a sound that seemed to split the walls of the house. Caleb screamed too, clutching his head, but it was too late. The storm had already arrived. She advanced, faster than her thoughts could keep up with, each step punctuated by the tremor of rage. Alana stumbled backward, surprised, her hands reaching out, but Rachel was already there, fueled by betrayal and love and rage all at once. The room became a battleground of tension, silent but lethal, the kind of tension that makes neighbors wonder if someone could be hurt. Rachel's mind raced. What did she do? What should she do? Could she strike? Could she destroy? Or should she call for help before it escalated even further? Time slowed. Every second stretched, dragged, elongated. The walls themselves seemed oppressive. The video still played in her mind, looping, each frame stabbing her with images she could not erase. And then came the realization. She wasn't alone. Someone else had been filming. Someone else had watched. The very camera that betrayed her. Undeniable and brutal. And yet she was powerless to undo what had been done. The magnitude of the betrayal wasn't just personal. It was criminal, psychological, toxic, and all-consuming. The sirens came first as a whisper, then as a roar. The flashing lights outside broke through the house's dark, oppressive air. Police. Emergency. Reality intruding on chaos. Rachel dropped to her knees, exhausted, trembling, lungs burning. Caleb ran to her side, clutching her hand, seeking comfort from the one person left in his life who had not betrayed him.
I cannot
Alana
believe you would
froze in
disrespect our
place
family
as
like this.
officers
How could
entered,
you?
commanding,
This is between
precise,
me and your son, Mother.
slicing
Stay
through the
out of
tension
it.
like blades.
I cannot
Commands were
believe you would
shouted,
disrespect our
orders
family
given,
like this. How
and in
could you?
seconds,
This
the
is
house was
between
under
me and your
control.
son, Mother.
But the
Stay out
emotional
of it.
aftermath was another
I
story
cannot believe
entirely.
you would disrespect
Rachel's
our family
chest
like this.
heaved.
How could you?
Her mind replayed
This is
the
between
video,
me and your son,
the
Mother.
laughter,
Stay
the
out of it.
whispers, the intimacy that should never have existed. The betrayal was carved into her very being. And yet, through the chaos, she knew the story was far from over. Because the person behind the camera, the one who had recorded everything, had not gone away. That person was watching. That person was waiting. And Rachel realized, with a mixture of fear and fury, that the darkness inside her home had many eyes.
Still no
and not
pulse.
all of
Continue
them were
compressions.
visible. She turned to Caleb.
Please tell me
His
he's gonna
eyes
make
were
it.
wide, terrified, hurt,
Charging.
and searching
Clear.
for answers she
Still
couldn't
no
give.
pulse. Continue compressions.
She pulled him close,
Please
whispered
tell me he's
promises
gonna
that
make it.
felt hollow even as she
Charging.
said them. I'll
Clear.
fix this.
Still
I'll
no
protect
pulse.
you.
Continue
I
compressions.
swear. But the truth
Please
was
tell me he's gonna make
nothing
it.
could erase what had happened. Nothing
Charging.
could undo
Clear.
the knowledge that the
Still
people
no
she
pulse.
loved
Continue
most
compression.
had shattered her life in
Please
ways she
tell me
could
he's gonna
barely
make it.
comprehend. The house was silent now, save for the sirens outside. Officers processed statements. Paramedics checked on the shaken family. Rachel sat on the floor, Caleb leaning against her, and Alana restrained, still calm in the presence of flashing lights. She saw it. The car. The same angle, the same silhouette from the video. Someone had returned. Someone who had known everything. Someone who had documented the betrayal, waiting for the right moment to reveal it. Rachel's pulse spiked. She stood. Her mind raced with questions, possibilities, fear, and fury. How deep did this go? How many had known? How many had watched? And why did
I'm
they
right here
feel
with
entitled to record and manipulate
It's gonna
her
be
family's
okay.
destruction? She knew one thing with absolute certainty.
I'm right
Nothing
here
would
with
ever
you.
be the same. Her home,
It's
her
gonna be
trust,
okay.
her love, it was all shattered beyond repair. And the story,
right here with
the
you.
nightmare, had only just begun.
It's gonna be
The darkness
okay.
inside her home was no longer hidden. It had names.
I'm
It
right
had
here with
faces. It had consequences.
It's
And
gonna be
Rachel,
okay.
fueled by a combination of grief, rage, and a primal desire for justice, understood that she could never go back. The betrayal wasn't over. The truth was far from fully revealed. And the people responsible were still out there, waiting, watching, and ready to strike again if she faltered. She clenched her fists. She drew in a long, shuddering breath. And she prepared herself for the fight of her life. Not against strangers, but against the very people she had loved most, against the darkness that had festered in her own home, and against the knowledge
are
that some
absolutely
wounds don't
crazy.
heal, they only burn.
I know, but
And in that
it.
moment, Rachel understood something terrifying and liberating at the same time.
Crazy.
Some truths, once
I know,
seen,
but you
can
love
never
it.
be unseen. Some betrayals, once experienced,
You are
can never be
absolutely
forgiven.
crazy.
And some stories,
I know,
no matter
but
how
you
brutal,
love it.
must be told in their entirety before the world
You
can
are
even begin to
absolutely
understand the darkness hiding
I
in
know,
plain
but
sight.
you love it.
The air outside was thick with flashing red and blue,
You
the
are
smell of
absolutely
exhaust,
crazy.
and something more primal.
I know,
Fear.
but you love it.
Rachel's chest heaved as she clutched Caleb to her side, his small body to pieces that no emergency response could ever fix. And then she saw it, a figure in the shadows near the edge of the driveway, lingering, watching. Someone else, someone who had filmed everything, someone who had known and waited. That person's presence made Rachel's blood run cold. The nightmare was far from over. Inside the house, Alana sat quietly, arms crossed, the calm she wore like armor. She looked at Rachel, then Caleb, and said softly, "You're overreacting." Overreacting. That word cut deeper than any insult could. The audacity, the lack of recognition for what had been done, was a testament to the darkness Rachel had been living with under her own roof. And now, it was laid bare for everyone. The officers had cameras, the paramedics had seen the aftermath, the neighbors had likely heard the screams. The betrayal was no longer a secret. It was evidence. It was undeniable. It was real. Detectives took statements, carefully, slowly, but Rachel's mind drifted. She replayed the video in her memory. The laughter, the whispers, the shadows moving together, the intimacy that should never have existed. And Caleb's face, the shock, the fear, the confusion. He had been forced to live with it silently, to carry a burden no child should bear.
There it is.
She tightened her grip
We
around
finally
him.
have the proof we
Protecting him
needed.
was all that mattered now. The person behind the camera, the one who had documented everything.
There it is. We
Step
finally
forward.
have the proof
Rachel
we needed.
froze. Recognition hit her like a punch to the chest. It wasn't a stranger.
There it
It
is.
wasn't a neighbor.
We
It
finally
was someone
have the
she had
proof we
trusted.
needed.
Someone who had been part of her life, close enough to know the details, close enough to film the
There it
horrors
is.
unfolding.
We finally
under
have
her
the
roof.
proof we needed.
She felt betrayal twist in new ways, deeper than anything she had imagined. How could someone watch, wait, and do nothing? How could someone choose observation over action when a child was at risk? Alana tried to speak again. Her voice was quiet and rage. Alana, restrained by the officers, still wore that eerie calm, a mask that made Rachel's blood boil all over again. She wanted to scream, to strike, to break, but the weight of the situation pressed down on her like a lead blanket. Every second, every heartbeat, reminded her that life had just irrevocably changed. The detectives stepped in, methodical, precise. "We need statements," one said, his voice steady but carrying the gravity of what they had just walked into. Rachel shook her head. How could you put words to this? How could she reduce the nightmare she had just witnessed into sentences that someone else could understand? Words felt feeble.
You
Words
think
felt
this is a game?
meaningless.
I am
She only
serious
knew
this
one
time.
thing.
Don't you
The
walk
betrayal
away
was
from me
real,
when I'm talking to
and
you.
it ran deeper than she had imagined.
You
Caleb,
think this is a
still
game?
hiding against her
I
side,
am serious this
finally
time.
whispered,
Don't you
"Mom,
walk away from me
I
when
didn't
I'm
want you
talking
to
to
see
you."
me." His voice was small,
You think
guilty,
this is a game?
and shattered.
I am
Rachel's
serious
heart
this
broke
time.
again.
Don't you
I know,
walk away
baby,
from me when I'm
she
talking
said
to you.
softly, rocking him. I know.
You think
it's
this
not
is
your
a
fault.
game?
But even
I
as
am
she
serious
spoke,
this time.
the anger
Don't
bubbled
you
under
walk
the
away from me
surface.
when I'm talking
How could
to
a
you.
14-year-old bear this? How could anyone
think this is a
survive
game?
something so
I am
twisted in
serious
their own
this
home?
time.
Alana,
Don't you walk away from
sensing
me
the
when I'm
shifting
talking to you.
dynamics, tried to speak again. Rachel,
You think this
it's
is
not.
a game?
But the detective
I am
cut her
serious
off.
this time.
You'll have your chance
Don't
to
you
explain.
walk away from me
For
when I'm
now,
talking
step
to you.
aside. Her smirk flickered for a moment,
You are
and
absolutely
Rachel
crazy.
noticed it. The same smirk she
I
had
know,
seen in the
but
video.
you love it.
The one that said, "I know what I did, and you can't stop it." Her
You
stomach
are
twisted.
absolutely
That
crazy.
audacity, that absolute
know, but
lack of
you love it.
remorse fueled the fire inside her. She clenched her fists.
You are absolutely
She would not let it go.
crazy.
The paramedics checked on
I
Caleb
know, but
first,
you love it.
speaking softly, gently. Rachel watched, grateful for their care, but the reality of it all pressed down harder with each passing second. She realized she was on autopilot, her mind calculating, but Rachel had heard it all before. Every excuse, every lie, every manipulation had been played out in her mind since she first saw that video. She had no patience for half-truths or excuses anymore. She wanted action. She wanted justice. She wanted to protect her son. And if the system didn't move fast enough, she would do it herself. Officers moved Alana into the patrol car. She didn't resist, not physically. But her calm, composed demeanor was more terrifying than any struggle. It was the quiet confidence of someone who believed they could walk through the consequences.
When I looked out the window,
Rachel wanted to scream
gone.
at her, to shake her until
There was
the
nothing
truth
I could
became
do.
unbearable, but she couldn't. Not yet.
When I looked out the
she
window,
had to remain present
he was already
for Caleb,
gone.
for herself,
There
for
was
the
nothing I could
clarity
do.
she desperately needed to navigate the chaos.
When I looked out the window,
the detectives continued
he was already
their questioning, carefully untangling
nothing I
the
could
web
do.
of deception. Every answer Alana
When I looked out
gave
the window,
was measured,
he was
every
already
word
gone.
deliberate. Rachel realized
nothing I could do.
with a sinking feeling that the manipulation wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Alana had crafted a world where truth could be bent, where perception could be controlled, where guilt could be hidden behind a veneer of reality. And now, the cracks were visible to all, but the foundation of that deception was strong, resilient, dangerous. Rachel turned her attention to Caleb. "Are you okay?" She asked gently, brushing his hair from his forehead. His small nod was not enough. His eyes betrayed exhaustion beyond his years.
When I looked out the
Confusion,
window,
fear,
he was already
and
gone.
a creeping understanding that the life
There was
he had
nothing I
known
could
was
do.
gone forever. "We'll get through this," Rachel
When I looked
whispered,
out the window,
more to
he
herself
was already
than to him.
gone.
"I promise. I
There was
swear."
nothing I could do.
The weight of that promise was heavy, almost suffocating.
When I looked out the
because she
window,
knew that
he was already
promises
gone.
alone could not erase.
There was
what had
nothing
been
I could do.
Night fell, but the world did not feel any quieter. The house, once filled with warmth, now laughter as a monument to betrayal. Rachel couldn't sleep. She paced the living room, phone in hand, replaying the video, questioning every interaction, every choice, every silence. Each frame revealed more than the last. Each whisper, each glance, each subtle motion carried a weight of malice she had not fully comprehended before. The next morning, the reality of the situation deepened. Authorities began
be
a
okay,
formal
baby.
investigation. Statements
I'm
were
right
collected. The video, once private and hidden, was now evidence.
It's gonna be
Rachel
okay,
watched
baby.
as her world
I'm
transformed
right here.
around her. Friends whispered, neighbors questioned, and the media, hungry for scandal, began circling. She realized that privacy, safety, and the illusion of normalcy were gone. Her family, her home, her trust had all been exposed, and there was no turning back. Throughout the day, Rachel confronted the reality of living with the aftermath. Caleb's questions, the officer's instructions, the detective's calm but firm presence. All of it forced her to confront the unimaginable. How could she rebuild? Could she rebuild? And yet, in the middle of this chaos, she understood one fundamental truth. She would protect her son at all costs. She would not allow him to be victimized further. She would fight, not with fists, but with every resource, every ounce of strength, and every shred of courage she had left. The days that followed were intense. Therapy sessions, police interviews, and legal consultations filled their hours. Rachel and Caleb were careful with every step, every conversation, aware that the person who filmed everything had access, had influence, and had intentions. The psychological toll was immense. Sleepless nights, anxiety, and the constant replaying of that video in Rachel's mind made every moment feel like walking through fire. She wondered how normal life could ever exist again after witnessing such darkness. Amid the chaos, there was clarity. Rachel realized that this nightmare, as brutal and devastating as it was, revealed more than betrayal. It revealed strength. It revealed the necessity of facing darkness head-on. And it revealed the fragility of trust and the cost of misplaced faith. The person she had loved, the home she had built, and the life she had taken for granted were all gone in one moment. But the fight for her son's safety, the fight for justice, had only begun. Every night, Rachel would sit with Caleb, replaying not the horrific scenes, but the moments that mattered. the moments they were safe, together, untainted by betrayal. And she promised herself, over and over, that she would not allow the darkness to win. That no matter how brutal, how twisted, how incomprehensible the acts of betrayal were, she would face them, confront them, and survive them. Because if she didn't, who would protect her son from the shadows that had already crept into their lives?